You know when you see some huge, complex operation, like construction at a port or work on a massive dam, and you just wonder how on earth they keep everyone safe. We get to see all the action, but we almost never see the thinking behind it. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a corporate safety document to uncover this incredible, invisible blueprint that's designed to protect people in these really high-stakes environments.
Okay, so let's dive right in. We're going to build this safety blueprint together in 5 key steps. First up, we'll look at the surprising dangers that are often hiding in plain sight. Then, we'll see how planners have to think ahead and anticipate every single risk. After that, we'll get into the non-negotiable rules of engagement, the absolutely critical tools for the job, and finally, we'll talk about the one element that makes or breaks the entire system: the people.
All right, first things first. Before you can solve any problem, you have to define it, right? So, what does working near water actually mean in a big industrial context? Well, the answer is way more specific and, honestly, a lot broader than you might think.
So check this out. The official definition isn't just about, being on a boat. It covers any situation, near, over, on, or even in, any kind of liquid that's deeper than 1 meter, where drowning is a potential risk. That 1 meter mark, that's just a little over 3 feet. That's the magic number. The second a liquid gets deeper than that, the risk is automatically considered serious, and this whole complex system of safety rules just instantly kicks into gear.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the sheer variety of what they consider a body of water. You've got the obvious stuff, sure, ports, rivers, no surprise there, but look at the bottom of that list: slurries, muds, thickener. These are industrial liquids, and they have their own unique dangers. I mean, think about it. A slurry isn't like water. It can be super dense or abrasive, maybe even toxic. The danger isn't just drowning. It's about what you're drowning in.
So, once you figure out all these different potential hazards, the next logical step is planning. And this planning has to be absolutely meticulous, because as we just saw, every single environment presents a completely different challenge.
You just can't have a one-size-fits-all safety plan. It's impossible. The strategy that's going to keep you safe on a perfectly calm pond is totally useless in a fast-flowing river. And that river plan? Well, it's pretty much worthless in a pit of industrial slurry. So the plan has to adapt to the specific, unique environment every single time.
And here is where you really see that difference in action. A river's main danger is its current, right? It can just sweep you away. But in an industrial slurry, which is all thick and viscous, the key danger is something called engulfment, basically being trapped and literally unable to move. This is exactly why a super detailed risk assessment is the bedrock of this entire system. So, you've identified the risks, you've got a plan in place. The next layer of this safety blueprint is to establish some really firm, clear rules for how the work actually gets done. These are the absolute non-negotiables.
This is a core principle in all industrial safety, and it's called the hierarchy of controls. The idea is simple. The absolute best way to stop someone from falling into water is to just eliminate the risk completely. Do as much of the job as you can on dry land. Only when that's totally impossible do you move down to the next step, which is minimizing the risk with things like harnesses and safety lines.
And the rules get incredibly specific. It's not just a simple, hey, wear a life jacket. It's a whole series of logical triggers. You absolutely must wear one on a small boat, or at night, or if you're within 2 meters of an unprotected edge. But if there's a permanent, sturdy guardrail in place, well, that's a higher level of safety control, so the PFD, the personal flotation device, isn't required. You can see it's a smart, dynamic system, not just some blunt instrument.
Plans and rules are essential, we know that, but they're not enough on their own. You have to have the right equipment. It has to be in the right place at the right time, and it has to work perfectly, every time. This part of the system is completely non-negotiable.
This is the standard issue kit required on every single vessel. And notice the mix here. You've got personal safety covered with the PFDs for everyone, but you also have rescue capability with the life ring and rope. You've got communication with the radio, and you have self-sufficiency with an anchor or oars in case the engine dies. It's a complete toolkit designed not just for you to survive, but for an active rescue.
But the equipment list isn't static. It actually adapts to the level of risk. And this number, 2 nautical miles, is a really critical trigger point. The moment a vessel goes further from shore than this, a very specific piece of life-saving tech becomes absolutely mandatory.
And that device is an Emergency Position Indicating Radio Beacon, or EPIRB for short. Basically, when you activate it, it's like a panic button that sends a distress signal with your exact location directly to search and rescue teams via satellite.
The logic is simple. If you're more than 2 miles from shore, you can't just swim for it. The risk is higher, so the technology has to be more advanced.
So we've covered the hazards, the plans, the rules, and the tools. But none of that stuff works without the final, and frankly, the most important component of any safety system, the people who actually have to make it all happen.
This is the first and probably the most powerful rule of the human element. You never, ever work alone. A spotter, or even a separate spotter boat, must always be there. And their job is simple. Just watch the personnel, be ready to sound the alarm instantly, and help out in an emergency. It's basically the buddy system, just professionalized.
And of course, training is key. But look who needs it. It's not just the people driving the boats. It's the maintenance crews who make sure all the equipment works, and it's the supervisors who oversee the whole operation. Safety isn't just one person's job. It's this interlocking system of competence where absolutely everyone knows their role.
So in the end, what's the whole point of all this? Well, the entire philosophy behind this invisible blueprint can be summed up by this one sentence from its purpose statement: to ensure inherent and introduced hazards are identified, evaluated, and managed in a systematic manner to prevent injuries and fatalities. It's all about that systematic process, a constant cycle designed to stop the worst from ever happening.
And this incredible level of detailed planning isn't just for huge industrial sites. It's built into the traffic light systems you drive through, it's in the building codes of the office you work in, and it's in the food safety standards at your favorite restaurant. So the question is, what other invisible safety blueprints are all around you, quietly working to keep you safe every single day?